Well, hello, everybody. I'm a bit late this time round, almost an hour late. Sorry for that. I had something uh, important to do first. But after the last video, I actually had inspiration to make this sun a little better. So right now, I have done a lot of um, else ifs to manage the sides so it would be kind of a circle, which is fine, but I think um, that when we actually have a blue sky, that this yellow orb is not really going to be like a sun. So what I actually want to do is have like um, yellow fading away from this orb so that it kind of more resembles a sun instead of just a yellow ball. But also, um, I want to be able to tweak it without having to change the hard code on everything. And the idea was that I had in my head is to use another array for it. Yay for array. Um, and I have already changed this a bit because after the last stream, I kind of said that I wanted to turn this into a function, and I found out that def is like the keyword for it. So now I know how to make the function. And this function gets called on this line, and all I had to do was give the 2/16 are actually for the positions, position X, position Y, which I put in this function, uh, in this variable. And I also gave the sun color variable, but I'm also thinking about using this function also to not just make the sun, but to also maybe even make the moon. And how I was thinking about that is by using another array. So to put the shape of the sun in an array, which is in another array called shape. So that when we call this function, you can say position, color, and shape. And that would be enough actually to draw this. We can also, if we're using the array, we can take away all these else ifs pretty much, because we can change it with that it simply checks the array for what it's going to do or what it has to do. And what I mean with that is, let me just grab it. I have actually, come on, focus, focus, yes. So this would actually be my array, and by using like 1 or ABC and 0 to kind of state what how intense it needs to be. 1 is full intensity, 0 is no intensity at all. So these corners would all be 0 because I don't want any colors there. And the A, B, C are then things I can easily change. I put A, B, C in the array, and I can simply state A is half and B is a quarter and stuff like that, and just look at it and see if that's really how I want to do it, or if I want to up the intensity or actually take more out of it, then all I have to do is change A. So that would make it a lot easier for me. And if I want to change the shape of my sun, I can do that in the array, and I don't need to do that in code manually. But inputting this is going to be a pain, I think, because it's still very difficult to read an array if you don't have something like this. But we're going to try anyway. I'm going to try with the sun first, and if that then works, I'm going to do it with the moon as well. Here I've been trying to figure out what kind of moon do I want, because this is the original one that I made was a 3x3. So as you can see, it's very much a square. First I thought I would do the same size as the sun, make it like a 4x4, but I kind of got in trouble with the gibbon, that it doesn't really look like a gibbon. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I have no idea. So eventually I came to a 6x6 instead. And I figured, well, I can get away with that pretty much, because sometimes the moon is bigger than the sun in our skies. And if not, most of the time the moon, when the moon's out, the sun is gone. So it's not as if you can compare it, but it looks prettier overall. So that's the moon I'm going for. But that might be for next time, and not just for this one yet. So we're going to do this one first, set up this code, and see if it will run on our display. And I might actually put like a blue background square on this, just to see if the fade works the way I want it to work. Because we also have to build in the fade, in that it has to look at what the background color is first, and then add that little bit of yellow for the fade on it. But that might be a little bit too far, because if we don't do that, it will just be like less. Hey, come on. It just might be less bright yellow, and that's it, in a very blue sky, which would be weird. Okay, let's get to the code. So I've kind of already made an array for the shape. Let's change this to pure position. That's the pure color. In the idea that if in the future I'm also going to use this function to write the moon, it's weird to have like sun position as the variable for it. And then to this. Okay. For now, we're going to do the sun only. So this is going to be our first row. So the first row is going to be 0, 0, 0, B, B, 0, 0, 0. Okay. 0, 0, 0. That's the advantage of actually drawing it out on paper, so that you can okay, put in main shape B. 0, 0, 0, 0 3 times. So that would be our first row. Should I immediately continue to the next one? I'm thinking. Oh, oh, I'm happy it does it that way. That's nice. It's going to be 0, 2 B's. And 2 A's. And repeat. Yep. Oh, I'm happy it does it spaces it this way, because then you can actually build it and actually see it. Let's just do one more so we actually have a 1 in there as well. So it's a 0, then a B, then an A. Oh, I forgot something, but that's fine. A 1, a 1, A, B, and a 0. Okay. So we're going to keep it at this and see if I can actually build it. Oh, I have to also state that A is half, right? We said half. 1.5, and B is 0.25. It's a quarter. Okay. Range is no longer accurate because we have a range of 6 now and no longer a range of 4. No, a range of 8 actually. But here we have a range of 3 because we only have 3. We're gonna have to change that to eventually to a variable which sets, I think, length of array. Ooh, so that's gonna be something. So let me think. So I don't need to do an if anymore, I think. I just need to grab this. -3. No, it's 8, right? Then it's 4. -4. Then we set color. So this is color red. And we're going to use this for it. So we say that the color is actually 255 times hello, Heckatingus, times this. So that's going to be shape no, 0 of 0, which should be 0. Okay. Heckatingus, you can't hear me. I think I am sending out sound. though. Oh, might there be something wrong with your settings again? Oh. You shouldn't scare me like that. It's really... No. I say 255, but it should actually be color, because color is also an array, and that could be a variable as well. So it needs to be color, and it needs to be the 0 position of color. Let's just put it in brackets just to be sure. And this can actually go away, which is nice. And we're going to do similar thing to green. Yeah, I might have to actually put it in brackets because of int, because it needs to be an integer. And we are multiplying by a float in some cases. So this is the second color, which is green, and the third. Yeah, it goes time this. So if I'm doing the math, which should work fine because, yeah, but if it was B, it should be a quarter. Right? Should be a quarter. But I'm also doing something wrong, right? Yeah. Because I know right now it's always grabbing this one because I'm telling it to. I need to use the X and Y to move it further on in the array. So this should be X. And this should be Y. I'm not using capitals, am I? No, I'm not. Okay. And that should actually be enough to make it run. Let's see if it does it. It does not, because I changed the name of a variable and I didn't add it up. Yay. Okay. Try it now. Okay. Tuplet index out of range. Here it says there is a tuplet. A tuple. Is there a tuple? Which one would be the tuple? Okay, let's just... Okay. It could be because B and A are floats. And it doesn't know how to divide by a float or multiply by a float. Interesting. Let's try something. Which instead of putting in okay, that did do something, but it made the red in a... I thought it would be the other way around. I'm gonna go that way first instead of that way. So that's not the problem. So we're going to try, is it the problem with the variable? No. Okay. Is it then a problem with the array? Yes. Okay, it's a problem with the array. Let's say 0, 0, run. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I say the third, which is B in this array, that's not a problem either. Huh? Should this be X? I don't know why. I don't think it should matter. Ooh. But now it did do something funky. Okay. It kind of is doing what it's supposed to. Just the wrong way around than what I was expecting. I was expecting it to build it from left to right and not from up to down. Is that a problem? I think, yeah. I think we should change this. Yeah, that's what my problem was. Okay. Because I, in my head, use Y always as height and X always as left to right. And I need to keep that axis in my head and keep using that the same way. See, and now it does the top and goes row for row. Okay. Yay. See if that works if I continued with the other colors. Yeah. Green. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I already see like a thing going on which I already thought would be a problem, and that is that you can hardly see the difference between a half and a quarter strength, which I thought would be the case. But let's first build the entire thing, the entire array, and then we can play with A and B, the intensity of those. This would be row 3, which is B, A, B, A, and then 4 times 1. A, B. Okay. And then it actually repeats all the lines after that. And as you can see, it's nice doing it that way because you kind of already see what it's going to look like. Now I have to change this into 8 as well, because that's not going to work. Hey, and we have ourselves a sun. And I'm thinking I might actually leave the intensity for now, and I'm going to try to put a blue behind it first, just a small blue one, to see what it would look like, how the fade would look like, because that's more important. Let's put in sky. And we also put it as 16. And the advantage of doing it this way is that we can, it doesn't matter in which order you make the functions, because here is when you actually start calling them. So, sky. And we're just gonna grab these, because that's actually quite similar. And I do want the sky to be blue. Let's take the test array out, because I don't think we need that one anymore, to be honest. The test array. So the blue is going to be in full effect, and the rest is maybe 100. We want it to be like baby blue and not intense blue. So that's the color, and then we're going to do similar to this, because sometimes so just copy paste. But I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. 10. I guess I'm -5. 2, 5. And I'm going for, this doesn't need to be in here anymore. And since I am not multiplying by the blue behind, it's going to look weird, I think. Yeah. As you can see, it draws it around it because we overwrite these ones with the color of the sun. So what we want to do is this blue to kind of, or actually this yellow to kind of fade into this blue. But I'm going to make this square bigger though, so that you can have a bigger effect. Yeah. And I think it's a little bit too blue though. But that's okay. So, how are we going to do this? What I want to do is, this is the color of the blue. And it needs to pick up what color is underneath first. Oh, I need to think about this. Store that. And I'll multiply it by this. Hoo-hoo, that's gonna be something. Okay, I'm gonna put it here and say, I'm gonna say sky color, maybe. Sure, sky. Sky color. And it's going to be an array. But I don't have an array yet to... Oh boy. Well, we're gonna test it first, so we're gonna say it takes similar blue as the one we got here, and later we can, once we have the actual, the whole array for the entire thing, we can actually just say, oh, look at the array on that coordinates, and we can use this to get the coordinates, because these are the coordinates it's going to write to anyway. So we can use that and say, oh, what color is it on these coordinates right now? So we have that. And I think we should... So this is the yellow. I can't... it should be a plus then, I think. Sky color 0. Because we can't multiply because this is 0. So it would be 0 if I would multiply it. I don't need to put it in brackets actually, because math. But we'll see if that's true. Run for me. Hey. Okay. So it is doing the fade. The only thing is that everything that's one, it makes it blue. Huh. Why does it do that? Does it cycle back? No, it shouldn't. Let's just put it in brackets to be sure. That's not the problem. No, it's not. Okay. So for like blue on one, let's calculate this out. So if we actually write it down, it would be, oh, you can hardly see this color. That's not helpful. There's Notepad. Oh, not Notepad++, Notepad. Just Notepad. Thank you very much. So if we're taking that, so color 2 is 0, 5, 0 times 1 plus, plus 250. That would just, 1 times 50 would be 50. Plus 55 would still be like, would be that. But I don't think the blue is a problem. I think red is. Red and green is what's missing. Everything is bluish. So let's try that first then. Let's go for red. Is that missing? I am doing something stupid, aren't I? Ah. Does that fix it? No. It does change it though. It just doesn't fix it. Because now it's less blue in the center, but it's also less the fade is less. What? I didn't want the fade to become less. Look, it's more defined now, and that's actually not what I didn't want. The what was 0? 100, right? 100. So adding 100 to everything. Hmm. Did I make a typo somewhere? Don't think I did. Okay, good night, Kickadingus. Hmm. It looks like blue also. Could it be because we say it should be higher than 255? Does it not automatically clamp? That is worth a try. Run. Where are you? There you are. So that looks very white. And if I make these like 300, what will happen to you then? You turn red. Uh-huh. So I do have to clamp you. Oh. I do have to clamp you. That's the reason why this is not... The thing is, this value can go up to 255. And what I just tested is, if you go over 255, it will just ignore that color at all. That's why that is ignoring the color blue now. Okay, good to know. I don't know if there is a clamp function, actually. You should be purple now. Yes, you are purple. Or if I have... Oh, do I have to make an if function in there? It would break up the code a bit, because right now it's long. It makes it less legible, but I don't like the idea of... doing that. Oh, boo. First I'm going to see if there is a clamping function like the int in front. I call it a clamp function, but it's not. Well, yeah, it is. I'm clamping it on 255. I am looking through Python thingamajig. Clamp. It's not what I'm looking for. Global variables, variable exercise, no. While loop dictionary sets. File handling. No. Operators. Oh, this is not fun. I was hoping it would just clamp itself, but it doesn't. Which means I have to keep that in mind every time I am going to like multiply RGBs or something like that. I need to put in a clamp, but I can't find it. So I think I have to use an if statement instead. How to clamp an integer to some range. Let's see. Is there any other simpler and more compact solution? And when I'm looking at it, I can't find one. Only that some people are making turning clamps into a function that they actually use. I can do that. Maybe I should. I am going to make a clamp function. Yay. So def clamp. And what I just need is a value, right? And I say how does that work? Return max. Let me say and then min. To be honest, I am copying this off of Stack Overflow. My mind is not capable of reverse engineering this right now. Because I don't know what max and min does. I should actually look it up, but... And then max value being that one. Because maybe I can immediately turn it into an integer. Then all I have to do is just, instead of saying integer here, just say clamp. And it will go through the process of the value that it got. We'll turn it into an integer and immediately look if it's what value it is and clamp it. Which is what I want. But I also want to figure out what max and min actually do. It looks like it's not a function. It is. Is it a function though? Now you have min, max, and map. I'm looking this stuff up. I can't really. I'm looking at Python min. Okay, min and max are a function. Definition and use. The min function, which is this portion, returns the item with the lowest value, or the item with the lowest value in an interval. If the values are strings, an alphabetical comparison is done. Okay. Okay, I see now what it does. So let's say if the value is 5 that comes in, it will first do this, and it will compare 5 to 255, and it will take the lowest number, which in this case would be 5. Then it comes here. And with the function max, so that it would compare 0 and 5, and will take the highest number, which will be 5. Okay. Then the question is, can I nestle integer in there? Int. Or are you going to break me? Are you going to make me sad? Let's just see. Clamp. Clamp. So this should return me 255. Aha. No, it can't return me that because I'm calling clamp before it's being defined. Fair enough. So we're gonna put it here then. Plop. Run it again for me. Okay, it's running. And it's white. Yay! So let's also see if the integer works. Okay, it's not giving me back an error. So I think it's working. Clamp. Clamp. And clamp. Also, the advantage is it's not going to go below 0 now. Which is also good. Ooh. Okay. Okay. It's hard to see. You see it better on camera than you see it in real life. It's like a white shine over it. Maybe I should make the sky even less blue? I don't know. How do you do that? Yeah, I'm going to run into the problem that it's not very yellow, is it? Because it can only go as far as white. Aha. Aha. How do I fix that? Yeah. Maybe by not making the sky so bright to start with at all. Because I do need it to look blue, but it doesn't need to be like that. Okay. I think I can even go darker. Okay. But I'm seeing something strange. And that's that it's a square now. Which most likely has to do with the clamping. It shouldn't clamp that much there either, because that's a 0. What's going on? No, it still looks horrible. No, that didn't make a difference at all. 0, 5. That didn't make a difference, but also this part is supposed to be 0, so it should be the same color as the one in the blues and not make a square, but it does. So what happens if I don't draw the sky? it's not gonna work. Let's put it on 0. Oh, shush, you're right. I am changing the sky around it, but I'm not changing the sky color in which it's being multiplied. Oops. Wait a minute. 5. Run. There we go. Okay. This I'm going to put to 10. So I'm going to put... No, I'll leave it at 3. Okay. That looks a lot better. And it does have like a small fade going from the center to the sides, which means it's not like that much of a blob. It's not as yellow as I thought, but then again, when you really think about it, the sun isn't yellow at all. It's when it goes down that it kind of gets that color. But that's the advantage of having this function, and that we can also define what the color needs to be. In the sense that we can actually call this function and say, change the color of the sun to red. Let's do that now, just for funsies. See, and now the sun is turning red, which is nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually not... It's not bad. I like it this way. Cool. So I think next time I'm going to extend this to include the moon, maybe. And with the shapes that we had figured out for the moon. These ones. And I think I'm going to do the rest of the array well, the background array offline, because it's just manual work. Maybe I can do it with a for loop though, but I'll figure that out before then. And hopefully I would have cleaned up the attic enough to actually find the power source that I can fit this thing into, and then we can light up the entire board. And I should also find a piece of diffuse something to put over this, because right now it's quite creating all kinds of funky effects on my camera, and it's going to be bright. For my eyes, it's just plenty, but for yours, it's most likely horrible. So maybe I can get that done for next time, and we'll continue our coding, and hopefully we'll get ourselves a moon next time. As always, if you have any tips, ideas, suggestions, please let me know. Then I can use it in my code, and it's always welcomed here. If not that, please like, this video. So I know that I should make more of this. Until next time.